All right, let's dive into the powerful, and yeah, sometimes pretty controversial, investment philosophy of one of Bitcoin's absolute biggest believers, Michael Saylor.
So, to really get inside Saylor's head, you have to start right here, with this one core idea. He believes that your ability to hold on to the value you've created, your wealth, is a fundamental human right, and he thinks that right is seriously under threat.
And look, if you want proof that he's serious about this, you just have to look at the numbers. His company, MicroStrategy, holds over 92,000 Bitcoin. It's the largest public corporate holder on the planet. This isn't just some theory for him. He has literally put billions of dollars where his mouth is.
Okay, so what is this massive threat he keeps talking about? What's the huge problem that he thinks Bitcoin and only Bitcoin can solve? Well, it all comes down to the money we use every single day.
You know, he's not just talking in hypotheticals. He points to these absolutely devastating real-world collapses, like what happened in Venezuela. I mean, can you imagine that? Your entire life savings, millions in the bank, and overnight it can't even buy you a single roll of toilet paper? That's what happens when traditional money, what we call fiat currency, completely fails.
And that gets to the heart of the danger. The value of a fiat currency is based purely on your faith in the government that issues it. And that government can decide to print more of it whenever they want. When they do that, it debases the currency, which basically acts like a hidden tax that just eats away at everyone's savings.
Okay, and this right here, this leads to what is probably the most crucial point in Saylor's entire argument. It's where he says pretty much everyone gets Bitcoin completely wrong. The distinction he makes is super simple, but it is absolutely critical. Saylor insists that we have to stop thinking of Bitcoin as money you use to buy a cup of coffee. Instead, you need to start seeing it as digital property. A currency is made for spending. It's designed to lose value over time. An asset, on the other hand, is for saving, and you expect it to go up in value. And he gives you two really practical reasons for this. First off, in most countries, every time you spend Bitcoin, it's a taxable event. That makes it incredibly clunky for just, daily purchases. But second, and this is the big one, why on earth would you spend an asset that's appreciating at 150% a year to buy something like a new car which starts losing value the second you drive it away? Financially, it's just a terrible idea. Okay, so if you're not supposed to spend it, then what do you do with it? This is where his philosophy gets really, really interesting. His answer is so simple, so direct, and honestly, for a lot of people it sounds completely insane. He says you never sell. And his logic is, if you truly believe it's the best asset in the world, what would you even sell it for? Some other weaker asset? It's a total shift in thinking from short-term trading to, well, forever. Right, and that immediately brings up the big, obvious question, doesn't it? If all your wealth is locked up in an asset that you're never, ever going to sell, how do you pay your bills? How do you buy a house or, live? Well, this is his answer. It's a whole strategy. You don't sell your appreciating asset, you use it as collateral to borrow cash at a really low interest rate. You live off that borrowed cash, and the best part? That money's a loan, so it's not taxed as income. All the while, your original asset is hopefully still growing in value way faster than the interest you owe on the loan. And you see, this isn't just some clever personal finance hack. It actually fits into a much, much bigger vision that Saylor has for Bitcoin's role in the entire global economy. This is about building a completely new foundation.
And here's something important to understand. Saylor doesn't see Bitcoin competing with other cryptocurrencies. No, for him, the real competitor is gold. And he argues that Bitcoin is basically a technological upgrade to gold in every single way. It's far more scarce, you can transfer it across the world in minutes for cheap, and you can secure billions of dollars with just a password. You just can't do that with a pile of metal.
And all of this builds up to his ultimate vision. He sees Bitcoin as property that isn't tied to a specific country, or a company, or a political system. It's a base layer of value for the entire internet that is owned and controlled by you, the individual. It's a truly sovereign financial system.
This all ties back to that famous crypto term you've probably heard, HODL. It's not just a meme about gritting your teeth when the price dips. In Saylor's worldview, it is a lifelong strategy. You hold on for dear life because you genuinely believe there is no better, safer place to store your economic energy for the long, long run.
Ultimately, what Saylor's entire thesis does is it challenges all of us to step back from our current financial system and ask a really profound question. In a world with endless money printing and massive technological change, what will truly be the safest, most reliable way to preserve your wealth for the next 100 years? He's got his answer, but it's a question everyone is going to have to consider for themselves.